We can talk about that too, but who do you think has the most pressure,
Ooh,
Tatum,
I like this.
Tatum, second finals appearance. Luka, finally getting his first finals appearance, much deserved. Who's got more pressure?
Honestly, I got to go Luka on this. I got to go Luka only because, like you just said, first finals appearance. But the thing is his team has been mediocre throughout this playoff series. And they get it done. Good on you. They get it done. But I think when you talk about like a Jason Tatum or a Jaylen Brown, who obviously just won the MVP for the Eastern Conference Finals, when you talk about these kind of guys, they need to show up and play, obviously, but they don't have the pressure on them like a Luka or a Kyrie Irving does right now. Because Kyrie and Luka, they're in this, they're in the NBA Finals, obviously, but they have to prove to the fans and their base that they're real. And I think that they have a lot to prove when it comes to that. And they're getting ready to go into a 7-game stretch that is going to be fucking devastating to them if they don't perform on their 120, 130% best. I think, honestly, though, answer the question backing up on it, I think Luka has the most to prove. That's just my opinion.
You're wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Tatum, for sure, has the most pressure, and I'll tell you why. Tatum, for the last 3-4 years, has had the best team in the East, right? People are clamoring, oh, he's a superstar, he's this and that. He hasn't really gotten that much MVP votes, and I'm with him. You have a great team.
I thought he was number one in every sports book. He was number one to take MVP for Eastern Conference Finals. He was number one.
It's either him or Jaylen Brown, right? But no, Luka, he's still young. I think he's only probably younger than Jason Tatum by about a couple years.
3 years.
Something like that. But, the thing is, Luka has a mediocre team, like you mentioned. That helps his case. He brought this mediocre team, in your opinion, all the way to NBA Finals. If you're a great player, if you're an MVP level kind of player, you do that. It's not so much pressure to win the NBA Finals. Obviously, if he's trying to become one of the all-time greats, then yes. But Jason Tatum, people keep on saying he's a superstar. He's a superstar. Let's fucking see it. Where's this championship? You have had the best team the last 3-4 years. No championship to show for him. Yeah. You guys choked against the Warriors. You guys should have won Game 4. Steph Curry basically showed why he's a top 10 player of all time. I'm sorry. It's just no excuses for Jason Tatum. He's got Jaylen Brown, a player that in 70% of other teams he'd be the best player. He's got a deep bench. He's got so much support. And they've had a chemistry for the last 3-4 years. There's no excuse.
Obviously, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, dynamic duo. But the whole bench for Boston is they just supplement Jaylen and Jason.
But you're proving my point.
But they do. But the thing is when the question was asked was who has the most to prove?
Tatum.
I think Jason and Jaylen, they have almost nothing to prove because they have shown that they are champions and they're going to take this.
They haven't won shit.
They haven't, but they will. Like they just swept the fucking Pacers. They annihilated everybody before them.
The Mavericks beat the Wolves in 5 games. Are they champions? They're actually Western Conference Finals champions.
They are technically champions for the Western WCFs. But,
exactly.
But the thing is I think the way that the question was worded was who has the most to prove. I think Luka and Kyrie have the most to prove because they barely got here. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the entire Boston Celtics bench, they already know they're champions. I would not be surprised if they sweep Dallas.
No.
It's probably not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
But we also said that about Indy too. And I was the only one who said I see Boston sweeping Indy. So this is what the look backs are going to come in and play. But I think that Luka and Kyrie have more to prove than Jason and Jaylen. That's my opinion. But
your opinion's wrong.
Okay, and that's why we do this show. So